Let me talk to you about a bottle of whiskey that I tried in a tasting room with 3 other people, and at the same time we all just went, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Benromach Distillery exclusive. This is 10 days from being a 15-year-old single malt, bottled at 60.6% ABV from a first fill sherry hogshead, I believe. Crazy colour. This intense, deep, ruby, orange highlight style of colour. For those of you that keep up with me on Instagram, I've just come back, well, it would have been 2 weeks ago at this point. I've just come back from the Benromach Champions of 2025, and I got to work at the distillery, see how the stills worked, watch people build stows in dunnage warehouses, smell, see, and talk to and experience all of these wonderful people who make this single malt. And I'm still quite blown away by it. I can't quite believe it happened. There will be loads of video and footage on YouTube, Instagram going forward. But I tried this whiskey in a room with Terry and Whiskey Jeff, as you know him, and Susan, who works at Benromach. She gave us this beautiful tasting of 7 bottles of whiskey. And as soon as I tried this, I knew I had to buy it because it just blew me away. So for those of you that don't know much about Benromach, it's a Speyside distillery with a little bit of lost Speyside smoke running through it. It's peated to 12 phenol parts per million, double distilled, aged 98% of the time in dunnage warehouses, and this thing is just an absolute monster. Now, I am going to add water to this because with water it does open up a fair bit, but let me smell it, let me taste it, and then we'll do a little comparison with the water too. Full on, like chewy toffee sweets with a little bit of fudge. So toffied. Like so much of that chewy caramel that gets stuck in your teeth and your gums. It's just all of that. A little bit of smoke. Almost reminiscent of sweet cigar smoke. I'm a massive fan of the regular Benromach 15, and this is nearly a 15-year-old cask strength, so this is a single barrel, obviously, but nonetheless, it's in that area. Loads of like fizzy, lemony black pepper. There's a dark chocolate note starting to come through, like nice kind of 70% dark chocolate. But I bought this at the distillery, and it thankfully made it back. I always get scared about putting bottles in my luggage, no matter how well I protect them. There'll always be an anxiety there. Opened it on the night I got back, and it felt a bit closed. It didn't have this amazing toffee aroma it does now, but it's been open for a couple of days, like 4 days. It's starting to get a little bit meatier as well. There's like a deli meat, almost smoked pastrami vibe to it. So unfortunately, this is only available at the distillery. It is 275 bottles. Let me see if this will focus just on there. A little bit of a readout there for you. They had quite a lot of it when I was there. It does come in at about £135 a bottle. So it isn't a cheap bottle of whiskey by any means, but it is something that's going to last me quite a long time. Let's taste it. The finish on this thing is just unbelievable. As a finish, it's better than most cask strength whiskey I've ever tried. It doesn't feel unbalanced. It's just great. That's the most simplistic way to put it. It's just great. Anyway, the initial taste is almost a mirror of what you get on the nose. It's these fudgy, chewy, deep, dark toffee notes. The smoke rolls in quite quickly, and then it appears to go away. We'll talk about that again in a little bit. Then the ABV comes through, and you think it might be a bit intense just because it's 60.6%. The ABV is actually quite welcoming. It's quite mellow, The dryness, much like what we had with the Old Forester last week, that's what really starts to play a part in this. You just feel this sherry hogshead wood just pull moisture away. Now, I don't know if this is American oak or European oak. They have a really good mix of the two at the distillery from all the barrels I saw, but there is just this incredible backdraft of smoke that occurs once you've actually swallowed the liquid. I'm chewing on it now. And even though it's only 12 ppm, it's pretty low in the grand scheme of peated whiskey, it's still there, and it's still morphing and moving from sweet into bitter, into slightly savoury. Those pastrami notes again. Then out of nowhere, the sherry comes back. Here's the toffee, here's this little bit of raisin. I will say, for only being 12 ppm, like right at the back of my throat, like right here, there is the tiniest touch of a very, very slight medicinal note that reminds me of Laphroaig cask strength. Just that slight dryness that's associated with Laphroaig. Absolutely insane. But we're going to add a little bit of water to it. Hopefully I can capture this on camera because it's always nice to see. That was quite a lot, but just the way it blooms, and something I've realised when you add water to whiskey, don't mix it in straight away. Go in for the aroma first. And instantly it's released. Those toffees have now become like chocolate coated toffee and chocolate raisins. And again, like I said with the Old Forester last week, it's like walking into a warehouse. I managed to do that a lot at Benromach with a huge selection of casks, mostly bourbon, but like a couple of sherry barrels, a couple of port pipes kicking around too. Never seen a port pipe before. Absolutely massive. And it is that aroma of dunnage warehousing. But let's mix it. Give it a little twirl. The colour's lightened up a little bit. It has moved more into that orange than into that ruby colour. And on the subject of saying orange, wow. That is a blast of fresh apple, fresh orange. Like orange oil, you know, when you kind of put your thumb into an orange and start to peel it. Something I did find after having... I don't think I tried the new make spirit while I was there. In fact, I didn't. But being in the still room, seeing it all come off the spirit safe and actually filling a cask while I was there. Every time I smell cask strength Benromach now, of which there is a lot of it in this house, I can smell the new make. But I suppose that's just having been there and having experienced that. You do get that fresh, malty perfume. The smoke's died away from the nose now. Let's see if it's still there on the palate. It all feels a little bit looser now. Before it was extremely oily, and then the dryness hit, and then that texture came back. Now you can feel it, it just feels like a looser liquid. Adding water has died off quite a lot of the flavours, but I did add quite a lot just for the sake of that shot. When I added some water the first time, a couple of nights ago, the cocoa notes really came out in a big way, especially in the empty glass after I'd finished drinking it. But now, the taste is much more subdued, it's much more delicate. You still get that nice aroma of toffee. There's more of a fruitiness about it now when you taste it. Again, it's just a repeat of that apple, orange. You might even be able to throw a pear in there a little bit. The richness of the sherry feels like it's coating the inside of your mouth. And then the smoke really has died down. It's no longer this ashy, sweet tobacco thing that's like chocolate raisins. It's now this more just gentle, it's just there, like something that's been like slowly grilled. It's just giving you this very soft char, which I'm very appreciative of, but it's still really chewy. I still feel like there's loads of little pockets that it's hiding in. Just an insane bottle of whiskey. It still makes me go wow. I said wow to a lot of things while I was there. But yeah, as soon as we got a bit of free time, I think I ended up buying 3 bottles and I was given one, which is quite nice. We are going to review all of them. I should also say that they give us a bit of a healthy discount because we were Benromach champions. So I don't know exactly what the discount was, but I think I bought this and another bottle and it came to about 110. So it was quite a healthy discount, but typically this thing retails for about 135. But I was going to buy it at that full price anyway. I got to the distillery and they were like, I think you get a discount. And I was like, okay. But yeah, that is, as far as nearly 15-year-old cash tank whiskey goes, it is one of the best I've ever tried. And we tried it on day one, at the end of our introduction and health and safety briefing and all that sort of stuff. And it was the last whiskey we tried at the tasting. And, you know, for me and 3 other people in the room to go, whoa, what a potent, intense flavour. I think it speaks a lot about the whiskey, it speaks a lot about the distillery, it speaks a lot about the people in the room who are just pure enthusiasts looking for an experience in every bottle. But yeah, incredible. Gets a 9. Absolutely walks with a 9. If you find yourself in Forres and anywhere near Benromach, please do pop in. The championing that I'm going to do for you all to enter the Benromach Champions next year is insane. It is the single best distillery experience I've ever had. And I've not experienced a lot of distilleries in like a special way, but I've done 3 so far. Maker's Mark, Middleton, and this one. And the memories that have been created at this one, both with the people I've met, with my fellow champions, it's going to be hard to beat that. But you'll see more content about that in the coming months, hopefully. But that's a 9 out of 10. Thank you all for watching. And I'm taking some time off actually, so there won't be a video for another 2 weeks. We're going to be traveling around Europe and enjoying everything that is there. So I'll see you all soon. There is a huge list of stuff to review. There's going to be loads of weekly released series things. There's so much. The lead up to Christmas is going to be nuts. But I will see you all for that. And I hope you all have a wonderful time.